This is the fastest car we could build on the smallest budget.
But this story starts with a neglected BMW and a filthy cheap plan. This here is Operation Budget Racer. We'll be addressing 7 major issues to turn this forgotten lemon into a track demon. First up, the driveline.
So here we have a 1.9 litre 4-cylinder engine to go into the beautiful purple beast. Because simply put, little Felix just isn't cutting it anymore. And for the transmission, we've got a 5-speed manual gearbox that we actually got from the same car. To put it all together, we've got ourselves a clutch. Although it was a bit expensive, one of the more pricey parts of the build, it was a necessary evil.
Starting expensive, but it gets cheaper from here.
Let's get them together and put them in the car.
And that car, well, we got it for free. With the catch being that it was missing a bunch of stuff.
Front end, off. Driveline, ready. Hotel, well, we're not sponsored, but when we go to throw that engine in, we're going to be using solid mounts instead of the typical soft ones that would have came on these cars, but we got them from a parts car, so they're pretty much free for us.
3, 2, 1.
With the engine deeply seated on our rock hard mounts, the driveline is just about finished, needing one more thing, the ECU. Whilst we do that, let's focus on the next upgrade.
What the Budget Racer will lack in straight line speed, we'll have to make up for in the corners. And our next upgrade helps us do just that. These rusted out factory brakes are just not up to standard anymore, so we're swapping in some bigger, better and beefier brakes from the top trim 328i. These larger brakes have a greater ability to soak up and dissipate heat, which will prevent brake fade through the twisties. I'd value these brakes at around $100. However, they came off a parts car, so for us, they were pretty much free.
To complement these beautiful 328 brakes, we've got some very stiff, very heat resistant, very much braided brake lines. Now these are going to improve pedal feel and you're just going to be able to mash that harder and stop that much faster. Great upgrade. Great upgrade.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
People say that, but is it true?
Second-hand, unused, always means cheap.
So with the braided brake lines freshly installed, or as I like to call them, the BBLs sitting snugly in their wheel arches, you're probably wondering, what's this beautiful yellow thing sitting in here? Well, that is actually Mr. Stein, Bill Stein. They run pretty good. They're maybe a little bit softer than what we would have liked, but we got them with the car, so they're free.
This is the factory lower control arm. It's good for tongs.
Can you flip it? Oh.
Not quite, but not much else. So we're getting rid of it. Here is an aftermarket adjustable lower control arm. Now we can change the length of the threads with this here, and thus changing the camber on the wheels.
In our case, the lower control arm pivots off the bottom of the wheel hub. That means increasing or decreasing the length will change the tire's grip while cornering.
And that's great for a race car.
Let go of it. From the back.
We've done all the major bits of the suspension, but to get this thing rolling, we're still missing one thing. Well, 4 things actually.
And that is these. So we're going to be going for something as sticky as possible to be maximizing the G-forces that we have around the corner. Look, these will probably come off before we put the car down again at some point.
Although he didn't know it, he was right. But not for the reasons you might think.
Let's completely disregard these.
Okay.
Because we have these. Even though they're not as pretty, it's what's on the outside that counts.
That's not how the saying goes.
No, my sweet naive boy. I was actually referring to the sticky tires.
Look, all I'm saying is they're directional. That means you're getting serious. All right, directional means erectional. First wheel going on.
This was the first time the wheels were on the car, so we were worried if they'd fit and sit correctly.
You will see in real time whether I love them or hate them.
They actually look pretty, like it's not on the ground yet, but
Look
it looks
how
good.
close it is to here.
Here, step off real quick.
Step out.
Oh, I got that on camera.
Why was that here?
Flashback. End of flashback.
You should fire whoever put it here. No, I do like them actually. I quite like them actually. Actually, I really like them actually.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Looks good.
These were another pricey upgrade, The wheels and semi-slicks together were $700. Worth it though, semi-slicks are no joke. Next up, we send Felix out to do some recon, while Dan figures out how to drop the car in preparation for our next upgrade.
Something you'll notice about a lot of the race cars here is that they're missing an interior. When you remove the interior, you shed a lot of weight. So instead of making our car faster, we're just making it less slow.
Less weight means it's easy to get going and stop going. So let's get stripping.
And lucky for us, BMW started self-recycling these interiors the second they left the showroom floor. E36 interiors, they kind of suck. So I feel absolutely no remorse about doing the following.
Okay, were you happy with that?
We'll do one more.
Get out!
Get out.
Wait, stop by looking at the camera because that way I can focus it on your faith. By that we meant removing the interior, not senselessly beating the steering wheel for no apparent reason.
Montage.
Yeah.
That was cheap.
With our canvas cleared, we now have space to paint our dream spec track car interior.
And although we didn't spend anything to strip it, the empty interior is still devoid of a few vital upgrades.
Now the most important of these upgrades is these. Some beautiful Recaro reps.
Recaro what?
Reps.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
Reps, okay, they're Recaro reps,
Ooh.
but they will do the job more than adequately. And we picked them up for around $700, and they came with adapter rails to fit our very own hubba machine.
Now, with these in, I'm snugged in my buggered seats. And first on the list of little upgrades is this. I don't even know where we got this from, but it feels good. And it's about time that this prancing pony got some reins.
Now let's go racing.
Let's go racing. Boss kit on, 16 mil in the middle needs to be tightened.
Wait, first
and then the little Allen keys.
Till they're snug, a little bit of play, that's fine.
I think I was born from a little bit of play.
We're steering now, but we can't change gears because we're missing a shifter and clutch pedals. The shifter went in pretty easy. And as it had some cosmetic damage, we got it at a reduced price.
I can steer to the curb, I can money shift, but I cannot ride the clutch. And that's because there's no pedal. Let's change that. We routed the clutch line through the footwell, behind the engine, there it is, and into the slave cylinder. That's done. So now we can install the pedals. Now these came off the donor car, so they were free, but some of the hydraulics, such as the master, the clutch line, and the slave, we had to buy new. Those were around $200 for everything.
It's
just that.
because you can't focus.
What do you got to say to everyone at home who's putting pedals in?
Just give up. Give up while you can.
Okay. With the pedals in and working, we're on the outside of the car to finish off this section. Now, this consists of the steering coupler from CMP, if you want one yourself, link in the description, brand new tie rod ends, and an upgraded E46 steering rack to make those turns just a little bit tighter.
The complete steering refresh ran us only $350.
Now, the car is pretty mechanically sorted at this point, and we're almost ready to hit the road.
We're desperate to see this beast out on track. Let's rapid fire the finishing touches.
First, we got a deal on a set of wing mirrors and a front bar. Then it was time for an oil change, so we called in lube tech Rissy.
He's a coming.
Whoa! Rissy, bro!
Oh, sorry, man.
Rissy.
Man.
How much you got on you?
A little bit. Dude, you're f***ing dribbling it over me now.
Fuck, I got it all in my hair, actually, I think.
With the old oil drained, we pre-lubed the new filter and filled it up with the fresh stuff.
Yeah, that one I missed a little bit. The eagle has landed on the ground.
Most of it.
We found the cheapest oil we could with a good quality filter.
We've already talked about the ECU, but here it is and ready to go. We had to get the onboard security system deleted. So hopefully we plug it in and the car starts with the turn of a key. But in our case, instead of a key, we have a flathead. Check using newts. Tum tum. Tum tum.
Oh, the lights are on.
Tum.
Oh, no way.
Let me tell you something, Jimbo. This took way too long to get running.
If you think we got it started first try, keep that childlike whimsy because this is like 2 weeks later. This thing was a pain in the ass to get running, but now it runs. And this is necessary to get it running. But it's happy.
Mamacita, let's go racing.
With the budget racer moving under its own power, the last pieces of the puzzle were about to fall into place. Aired up and fueled up, we treated it to an aggressive track alignment, and just like that, the last expense was out of the way. So let's tally it all up.
Brakes and suspension, a cool 150.
Driving and control came out to a whopping $1,300.
Wheels and tyres, $700 dues.
$450 for the FTs.
And the driveline totaled at $1,250.
And the final number, at least according to my calculations, is $3,850. That's what it's going to take to get this beast to the track and, well, hopefully back. You're going to have to find out in the next episode.
Hit it.
All right, one of those will be good for sure.